Got any gas left? Time to make it home, I guess. Unbelievable. Should have filled it up, you fuckwit. Well, hi there, Blue Marble Riders. It's a hot one out on the trails today. They're going to be closing these soon. The fire risk. Got my flame retarder in. Actually, what it is it's just an ordinary adapter you put on the end of your exhaust pipe. Very important this time of year. Make sure that we don't catch the outback alight. So it's really just a spark arrestor. But I call it my flame retarder. It must be 90 Fahrenheit, about 32, 33 Celsius. Very hot. I've got my water pack with me just to make sure. Sure sign that something's ending is when you can see weeds in the middle, like that. And sure enough, we are at an impasse. Oh dear, gotta eat my smoke now. My dust. Oh well. The filter's going to need cleaning anyway. I didn't really check the air in my tyres before I went. I usually air up or air down. These may be too high or too low, I'm not sure. It feels pretty good. If anything, maybe a little low. There was a nice Lavalier down there, actually. Obviously no bears around here, he'd have had that. Ooh, some nice ripe salal there, look at that. I may have to stop and have a little feasting. Excuse me when I take my helmet off and have a few salal berries. Very tasty. I think the First Nations used to make all sorts of meal out of this stuff. Like a porridgey meal. Sweet. Blue Marble Rider has been riding out the back for quite a while. I have a few words of wisdom whenever you come out for your own safety and the safety of others. One, you want to know if there's other traffic out here, and one sure way on a dry day like this is dust. You can see them coming a mile off. If you can see the trail down there, you would see a pall of dust over that if there was something coming along here on any sort of machinery at all. Second is make sure you know your fuel range. Right now I've done, as you can see probably down there, I've done 57 kilometers and I've got a range of about 120, 140 kilometers. The yellow light will go on, this one, and that gives me about, I think it's a couple of litres left, about 40 kilometers left. So I've got about 120 before that goes on and probably 160 with it. So I don't intend to go that far today. I'm just poking around in some of the old tracks. The other thing is always bring some water, and I don't know if you can see that, but I've got my hydration pack on the back there. I think you can see the line sticking over. So yeah, so it's the water. Keep right. Watch for other traffic with dust, and make sure you got enough gas to get places. They're the basics. Then I can get off the bike and show you a few other things that I think that you should do, and that is what I call the spark arrestor. And on hot days like this, and it's been no rain for about a month, it's starting to get pretty crispy, and this is much greener than even usual. We did have a wet June, so there's still some moistness left. Another 2 or 3 weeks and this will be yellow gold. So you need one of those, and the other thing you need is this, and this is a device I use to carry all sorts of spares. Toolkit, spare knife, a jacket, a little in case of hypothermia at night in the winter, zap straps, zip ties as you might call them. Excellent for quick repairs on things. In my backpack I've got an air pump, I've got some slime to put in any of my tires. If I were to get a puncture, there's no way I'm going to try to fix it in the outback in this heat, get dust in my bearings and all the other stuff. I'm just going to slug some slime in there, and then I'm going to re-inflate it, and that will drive the slime to patch the tire. People say it's temporary, but I've had it in my wheelbarrow tire for about 10 years. I'm taking off the valve cap, and on the valve cap I have a little doohickey here, and if I take off the rubber, whoops, this and try not to drop it, you can see a valve stem remover, and I would unscrew the valve stem using this, and then I would be able to inject my slime very easily into the tire. You are in the outback or the wilderness of Vancouver Island, and on Vancouver Island we have the highest population density of cougars anywhere on the planet. Cougar, mountain lion, puma, call them what you will. Vancouver Island is it for it's place number 1 on the planet for these animals. More than South America, more than Alaska. Vancouver Island is, if you look it up, undisputed champion of having the most cougars around, which, while sounds very entertaining, together with the wolves and the black bears. No grizzlies on this part of Vancouver Island, although there are apparently some making their way over in the northern parts of Vancouver Island. So it's basically the cougars that we worry about and the black bears. You want to make sure you've got a knife. It gives you a fighting chance, not much, but it's better than nothing. You're not going to ward a cougar off with your fingernails and your left incisor. It just isn't going to work. Well, you can try, I guess. Okay, so off I go onwards and upwards. I'm going to carry on and go down to the end of this trail and explore a few side spurs. Best to hit things like that with speed. Oh yeah, the view's getting good up here. Hard to keep my eye on the track. I think this is the bivouac. Yes, there is the bivouac, the X bivouac. What a view.
And if being safe can get you to places like this, then it's worthwhile just adding a little more time to your ride to make sure you've got everything you need and you're as safe as you can be. There is one aspect of safety I've deliberately left out because I'm a hypocrite when it comes to it. I ride alone. I ride alone nearly all the time in the outback. That is not something that's recommended. You have to understand the risks, weigh them, and have a contingency plan for if things go wrong, because eventually they will. And at that point, you're going to need a first aid kit, something else you should pack along for your ride. I'll leave links below in the description for the Trails app I use to track my off-road routes, the small 12-volt slime air compressor for bikes, and the valve stem caps with the handy removal tool in them. And no, I don't get any kickbacks from these, except perhaps your comments and hopefully your subs. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this useful. This is the BlueMarbleRider, out.